Well, good afternoon, YouTube. Arizona RE here. And I'm once again at the Foothills Mall. And after messaging with Squid Withgear, he's seeing my video from last week, and him seeing my video from last week, I started talking about the traffic light situation. So what I'm filming today is alternate route for the ride, because the ride is really the mountain, not how we get there. So this will be an alternate route number one. What am I talking about? We're talking about the Squid Withgear returns to riding Arizona MotoVlogger Meetup 2016. So I just pulled out of the Foothills Mall, and I'm heading back to the interstate. This is the road you guys would have gone east on, Ina Road, when you come down from Phoenix and head over to the Foothills Mall. So instead of going left from leaving the Foothills Mall area and riding up on Sunrise, we're going to head back out to the interstate, jump down the Houghton Road, and we'll see if traffic doesn't move a little better and be able to keep our group together as much as possible with fewer traffic lights. I counted them up on Google Earth, and I think there are just a little under half as many traffic lights going this route. We do have the potential of having to deal with what are referred to around here as the Sonoran pace cars on the interstate, and that is the Sonoran plated vehicles that tend to drive 15 miles an hour under the speed limit and drive side by side on the interstate between, say, Ina Road and Houghton. So we'll see how that goes. So once again, for your situational awareness, just be cognizant that this stretch of road between the Foothills Mall and the interstate is typically heavily patrolled by both Pima County and Marana Police Department, and they're pretty aggressive about people exhibiting speed. So yeah, if you're prone to having your front wheel come up, you might want to hold off when you're on this stretch of road. And, you know, judging from the flow of traffic here, I'd say it's probably not going to be that big of a problem. So you come back down Ina the way that you showed up if you came in from Phoenix. And what you're going to want to do is come up here. Instead of taking a right to go back to Phoenix, you're going to take I-10 East. So one of the things that can really break up the group right here is the double light. They don't always change in cycle. So if we can't fit everyone through the intersection, we have a chance to get busted up. The good thing is we can regroup on the interstate by pacing. What can be a pitfall are the railroad tracks back there. If there happens to be a train coming across, that'll really hold things up. But again, we should be able to regroup on the interstate just by pacing. And now we just take the interstate to Houghton Road. I'm curious to see how the microphone holds up with me going 80 miles an hour on the freeway, because not only is there more wind, but with all these other vehicles, I'll be getting more buffeting off of their vehicles, and that usually bounces the helmet and has an impact on the quality of sound. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also trying to raise my voice a little bit, speak a little higher, because I know sometimes that has to be done to compensate. We'll see how it goes. Yep, we'll see how it sounds now. This is about as bad as the buffeting gets. Just working through the wake off of this 18-wheeler right here. And there's kind of a good breeze out today anyway, so working off the wake of that 18-wheeler is really where the buffeting is the worst. So my talking through it, that was a great test to see how this microphone situation plays out for me. Most of the time I don't vlog at 85 miles an hour, but for the Yellowstone trip, I'm going to be having to super slab it for the first 2 days, just so I can get up there and play along with everyone. And yeah, we'll be at these speeds the whole time. So here's where the road breaks off. I-19 starts to the south. You're going to stay on 10 east, like you're going to El Paso, not Nogales. This white Hyundai doesn't want to burn bear bait for me anymore. They were going 85, almost 90 miles an hour through downtown. Now they've slowed down. Maybe they got a radar detector. But running this close, I don't know about you guys, but what I've noticed from time to time is if you have two vehicles are speeding and one of them is a motorcycle, seems like they want to go after the motorcycle first. Kind of like if you have two vehicles that are speeding and one of them's red, they'll go after the red one. I don't know why that is. And here's Houghton Road, exit 275. As you come off the interstate, you'll see these power tension lines here. We're going to want to grab a left-hand turn on the Houghton Road. So if we have the entire group with us, all 20 to 30 or possibly even 40 people, we may want to employ some blockers, although with people coming over this overpass, I'm not sure that's a wise idea. It just might take a while to filter out, and as people head north on Houghton Road, it might be a good idea to just pace yourself and give everyone a chance to join in. If a couple of us have a Cena, maybe we can get one front, one back, and try to make sure that everybody's northbound before we start giving it the go. Northbound on Houghton. So for the remainder of this trip, we'll be under the jurisdiction of Pima County Sheriff's Office. Same people who have jurisdiction up on top of the mountain. Squid Withgear lives out here. I'm pretty sure we're looking at 20, 30, 40 people. Sounds like Timage's Phoenix has... sounds like he's got at least a dozen that's going to be coming down with him, possibly as many as 20. Squid Withgear yesterday managed to pull together 10 people to go riding just for the hell of it, not even for a meetup. So you add those numbers together and we're looking somewhere between 30 and 40 people, so that's a decent sized group for a motorbike ride. The elapsed time right now is 26 minutes, and I gave you guys that mark before. So it looks like it's going to be just, if I can guesstimate here, it's going to be just a little bit longer, take a little bit longer going this route than going through town. But again, there are half as many traffic lights. So this is alternate route. And maybe we'll have to flip a coin and see how it goes for the meetups. Is that really a good idea? Jeez, man. It's interesting. It seems like they've been doing construction on Houghton Road forever, and they can never seem to get it all fixed up. Wow. That was a Tiger. I recognize the factory panniers, those big square boxes. Very cool. It's always good to see another Tiger out in the wild. Hey, there's the guy who almost tried to turn into me earlier. I think he thought I was going to flip him off or be all angry at him. Once he acknowledged me, it was all good. Drexel Road. And we're at Irvington. So here the traffic lights, there's going to be a little greater density of traffic lights from here on up. I wonder. I hate doing this on the right hand side, but man, it just didn't seem like we were ever going to get up to the speed limit there. Golf links in Houghton. Get it! Get it! Hey, all right, basket on the front and everything. Love it. That dude is set, man. Awesome. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like it when people just don't give a shit. Houghton Speedway. Tankerverde Road. Houghton and Fort Lowell. Houghton and Prince. And here's Catalina Highway. So from point to point, they're almost the same amount of time. The difference would be that on the interstate, even though it's further to travel, the interstate travel and then coming up Houghton is a lot smoother, fewer interruptions from traffic lights and things like that. So it looks like a coin toss. It doesn't look like one will save us time over the other. As you guys saw too, it's not like when I was on the interstate, I was holding back. I was doing 90 miles an hour here and there. So it wasn't even paced at the speed limit. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw this out there. This will be an alternate ride, so alternate route. So on March 5th, when we meet up over at Foothills Mall, if everybody's game to take this route instead, because it's a little better for having a lot of bikes ride together, then this will be the alternate ride. My little bike does okay. Some of those houses look like hotels. Those are houses. See these vehicles parked on the side of the road over here. A lot of these are hikers and bikers. So a lot of the mountain bikes and 10 speeds and things like that you see climbing these hills and coming back down those vehicles belong to them. Not a Yaris this time. So anyway, I'm going to let you folks go. We'll open this up for discussion. Please take time to discuss in the comments below. I'll post an announcement over to Squid's Instagram, and hopefully he'll push you guys, direct you guys to this, and you guys can sort of vote on the route, or we'll flip a coin when we get there on Saturday, March 5th. Can't wait to meet you guys. Alright, so what's the bike gonna do? Really? Be a dick. You got a whole bike lane for crying out loud.